Your elbow a little bit. There you go. Oh my gosh, when I first had this type of work done, I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, this side's brutal. I think the other side. Oh my god. Wow. No, I can honestly, I can feel the pressure just leaving my trap. Feels good.
Excellent.
After. Feels good after.
Remember who you are.
That's that James Earl Jones voice, you know.
Yeah.
You are my son and the one true king.
You know, so I always think about when I'm trying to restore somebody's posture, I'm trying to have it.
Remember where your spine used to be. You used to have a curve. Remember.
Tell me what's going on. I know you said you had a motorcycle accident about a year ago.
In May of 23. Yeah.
Tell me about that and what you felt after that. What went on at the hospital?
So pretty much I partially tore my AC on this left shoulder. Wasn't able to move it for around a month. I was stuck like this for a month. Laid in a bed for 3.5 weeks, a month. So I lost a lot of weight, muscle mass. My legs got super weak, and now I'm just trying to get back at it again.
Okay.
I just feel tightness all over my leg, the left side of my neck, my mid back.
So nothing was broken, but
Nothing
the
was
AC
broken.
joint got
Partially torn
up.
Yeah.
And then just the road rash on the whole side of the body.
Yeah.
All right. And then before that, had you had any symptoms? Any pain in your spine? Any pain in your back before that?
It's just mid back, just regular muscle tightness from weightlifting.
Okay. And you've been weightlifting for how long?
Man, since I was like 16.
Okay.
Yeah.
And before today, you've had a little bit of chiropractic care?
Yeah.
Okay, but not very
extensive,
not very in
yeah.
depth. Okay. Numbness, you said left side?
Yeah. My arm. So if I were to stretch like this and it's really stretched, like this whole goes numb right here. Like I just feel tingly all the way to my fingertips.
Okay. Part of that's going to be and is that started since the accident? You think?
So kinda, it's just the tightness. I mean, once you get going, you'll feel like a massive knot right here.
So the pectoralis muscle sits on top of the nerves, the brachial plexus that goes down your arm. And so when you have an injury, your body tightens everything up. And now when you go to try to stretch your shoulder back because of that tightness, the muscles then press down on the cables underneath. And part of that is that we'll work on the pec, lengthen it, try to untangle. What happens is when we have an injury to our muscles, it tears and then it heals.
Yeah.
Like that, and we want to try to get it back to that. We can't really go back to the way it was.
Yeah.
Scar tissue is a different type of collagen, but we can try to reorganize it a little bit better. I see going on right now is essentially a right head tilt. So when you have an injury on one side, your head will tilt away from it. And so when your head tilts away, you can't walk around with your eyes tilted. You understand? So it's really, I know we see it in the shoulder, but it's really a neck injury on that left side that's caused a right head tilt and then a shoulder drop as a result. But it's a neck injury. I'm gonna look at the rest of you.
And I'm also the worst type of sleeper. I sleep on my belly.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
All right. Well, hips are not too unlevel, so we got the hips haven't really distorted yet, but we got a massive distortion up here. Okay. We're gonna definitely see if we can relax your arms. Relax. I got you, bud. I got you. All right. We're dealing with about 2 inches forward. Another thing that's going on is that in the avoidance, your head's gone forward.
Okay.
So your head weighs about 10 pounds. Every inch it goes forward, the muscles have to double their workload. And so part of all that tension, along with the injury, is the progression of forward head posture. And that's part of school and life and injuries, is that the front part of our spine has very little feeling. The back side has all the feeling. Yeah. And so naturally we're going to want to have a tendency, an inclination to
close up,
put the weight on the front. That again tightens the pec, right? The more forward your head goes, the more forward your shoulders go, everything gets tight on the front. And so then you're noticing when I'm trying to open up, everything's getting tingly. Yeah. We want to, in order to change posture, it took chiropractors about 100 years to realize we have to counter stretch. So we have to actually take you to the opposite position to make the middle where you want to be.
Okay.
To safely do that, we need to make sure that the whole spine is working as a team, make sure all 24 vertebrae are moving. And because of the distortions, there are certain areas that have been injured, but you're avoiding them. And so you might not even necessarily feel them so much until I go in there and work. One long ligament that runs from the front part of your skull, essentially, front part of your foramen magnum, all the way down to your pubic bone. It's a long, about, 1.5 inches wide, 1/4 inch thick ligament that prevents us from being able to bend back, right? It's a tight rubber band on the front.
Okay.
And so that ligament has to essentially be stretched in order for us to be able to bend back. There are posterior ligaments also, interspinous, intertransverse, and there's a posterior longitudinal ligament. Those ligaments commonly are very stretched out because of our driving and work and everything in life bends us forward. And so these ligaments are all pulled. Does that make sense? And
Okay.
the ones on the front are all rolled up. There are a lot of practitioners, therapists, chiropractors that are teaching a narrative of strengthen the back muscles to pull against the front tight ligament. I find that to be silly because that ligament will always win, and how sore and tired those muscles will be trying to pull against a front ligament, the ligament's going to win. But there are core strengthening and rhomboid strengthening and trying to have your muscles pull you upright. I find I'm not saying it can't work, but a long-term solution I find to be not the best. The better solution is to stretch the front, have good posture because it's where you want to be, not because of muscle contraction holding you there. When when you're upright, it's not muscles that are holding me. It's not like my back is contracted.
Gotcha.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
To have me upright. This is where I want to be. Like if you lift weights, your muscles burn. Those muscles are constantly active.
And
all
that's
the
what
time.
I've been taught to, like, work your back and then.
They're going to be sore. It's just going to be sore forever. And then the nerves, the most important thing ultimately is that these wires, if you have all that soreness alongside your spine, the nerves that exit the side of the spine are going to be influenced by that soft tissue soreness that the muscles are creating. And then there you get the signals to your stomach now aren't working properly, or to your digestive system. Does that make sense? And then we have problems in our digestive system or organs because these nerves are how the brain communicates. Turn your head towards me. Turn your head left. Okay, limit it a little bit. Yeah, definitely.
100%.
Turn your head right. Not better that way, but yeah, your ability to rotate. So the injury on the left side, the joints are swollen, and so you can't turn that way because there's a lock up there. We're going to fix that. Is there pain when you turn your neck?
If I get my normal wrench, if I try to force it, then I'll start pinching.
So that injury on the left is caused limited range of motion and pain when you turn left. How about you look up for me? See here, any pain when you do that a little bit?
On the left
side, yeah.
Yeah.
So the joints are loaded with pain fibers, and that's what we can feel. And your ability, when you bring the head back, there shouldn't be any pain. But if the knuckles are sprained, like a sprained hand or an ankle, you're compressing the joint, it's going to hurt. Bend both the knees for me. There we go. All right, take a deep breath in for me, a little sit up for me, a little sit up. And then let the head go back. Let all the air out, relax. There we go, deep breath in. Let all the air out, and then just relax your chest. Deep breath in, one more. Let it go, exhale. Let your chin down a little bit. There you go, very nice.
That was deep.
Yeah. Take a deep breath in. Exhale for me. Twist, I got you, bud, I got you. I know. Oh, that's good, I got you. Other side for me, Take a deep breath in, look over the shoulder as best you can. Exhale and twist. All right, let's go face that for me, okay, face that. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, all right. Let's see where this top bone is. Off to the right. All right, yeah. So the top bone's all gone to the right, and then everything else is blown out to the left. So you have like a one side's gone one way, one side's gone the other. The lower neck has gone one way, the upper neck's gone the other way. Got your head. Relax. Beautiful. You all right?
Yep.
Got you. Chin up. Yeah, I got you. This side's all swollen. Yeah, okay, all right, it's okay. And so essentially these joints on the left side from that injury, they're still swollen. When we tilt our head away from the joint, they actually swell up more. And so part of our treatment is going to be to try to confront the left side. As difficult and as uncomfortable as it is to rotate or tilt left, we need the whole neck working as a team. The upper neck here is too tight, and then the lower neck is still swollen, so we need to try to squeeze some of the fluid out of these joints. Yeah, it's all puffy in here. I got you, bud. There we go. the neck is designed to work from the top first, and if the upper neck isn't doing what it's supposed to do, essentially our lower neck will then compensate and do a lot more, and then we are usually in an alignment. When we have an injury, all the stress just simply goes into the areas that are working the lower neck. And so we're sort of set up for having a larger injury than we otherwise would have had if our whole spine was working as a team.
I don't think sleeping on my belly helps it too much either.
You get hours up here, buddy. You got to squeeze all that. Wow.
This side is tight, but it doesn't feel as bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's at least working on this side. The joints are moving. It's tight, but they're moving. The left side's just swollen and frozen.
Yeah, I'm usually able to crack this side. If
Yeah,
I just turn,
I understand.
tilt my head
Yeah.
to the left.
What'll happen is if you keep doing that, the bones will start to grow. Because the right side of your neck is the side that works, by you cracking it, essentially you're mobilizing what's loose and making it looser, and the area that's stiff is not moving, and so the disparity grows. And when you actually wear out the right side, like an alignment of your tires, one side of the tread wears out at a faster rate. And again, no one really cares until 30, 40, right?
Yeah.
Until the discs are all worn out. The cartilage in our spine has no feeling. And so it doesn't surprise me that spinal health is so difficult, because we can't use pain as our criteria. Well, I felt fine. That's how it's going to be until it finally reaches the edge. The neck is supposed to have a curve in it. See, your neck really doesn't want to arch back. We want to start aiming your neck back to what we call the cervical lordosis, which is this arch. And when we lose this arch, that's what then essentially locks the upper neck. Then the head goes forward because the lower neck's under too much stress. Let's go. Here we go. Head back. There we go. To change a ligament, you have to hold it for about 20 minutes stretched. So the goal is to make the spine limber enough so we can stretch deep enough, and so you can handle some of the discomfort to be able to do it for 20 minutes. And that's the whole purpose of the office and the visit. Once you're able to stretch properly, the need for the care goes down, and then you can do a lot of this at home. And that's our ultimate goal. And then you tell all my friends about me, and that's how this grows. It's not not supposed to have to need a constant 3 times a week the rest of your life care. You should be able to get to a place where the stretching becomes your way to know when to have care. When your stretching becomes difficult or you're not able to do it properly, you come in, get adjusted, and then go back to your stretching, and that's the way it's supposed to last.
Yeah, when I show my friends what it is, they're like, "Oh, that must hurt like crazy."
It was really intense. Wasn't that
It's
tough?
like,
Yeah, he just won.
It's just,
It's like Fight Club at the end.
yeah, exactly.
when he, it's like, find some gauze.
It's a good movie. Haven't seen it in a while, like in a couple of years.
Yeah. We got it needs to be like combed at the same time. It's not just stretching. It has to also be. It's tangled in here. If like cords are tangled, you can't just start to sit there and stretch them. Make it bigger knots. Yeah, you got to go in here and try to untangle it first. Try to comb it. That's what the Gua Sha attempts to do. It kind of runs along the muscle fibers and untangles any adhesions and glue and knots that form.
Yeah, they don't teach you that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They just teach you left, left, left.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they don't even teach you to stretch or warm up properly.
Mm-hmm. Well, really, I mean, you're blessed that you didn't break anything, because then what happens is, just everything just got jammed, injured, and swollen, but you didn't fracture a bone or,
No.
geez, that would have been. So yeah, got off lucky a little bit, just road rash and
Yeah.
some injured joints as expected. But to me, it's like your body thinks you're going to do it again, so it put like extra material there in case it ever got hit again. It doesn't trust. I'm not going to do it again. I don't trust you.
People's elbow.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. They try to roll credits. I call it cellular exhaust. So the mark is evidence of the muscle contraction. Again, the muscle contraction is because of the guarding. And and posture. So your head's forward. These are the anchors or the roots of your neck. The more forward the head goes, the more these muscles work harder. So we can sit here and rub them and it'll feel better and get better, but if we don't get the ear back over the shoulder, long term, we haven't really. And it's back again. And we're living this ping pong relationship with massage and Gua Sha. You understand? It's not really what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be fixing the source of the problem, which is the posture, untangling the tissue that's been injured. You're doing good.
Not really treat the symptoms, but the cause.
That's right. Yeah, it's like if you're just sweeping after somebody that's leaving their muddy shoes on in the house and they keep tracking in more mud. You're not. The solution is to get the person to take their shoes off.
Yeah,
But if you just keep sweeping up every day after a person, you're just not really going to ever prevent the floor from getting dirty. Yeah. Ooh. That's what the Sha really, when they first, it kind of means sand. So Gua means to comb, Sha means like sand. And that's what you're talking about, like the graininess. It's like underneath you can feel all that, it's not smooth.
No.
There's something, tangled, glue, adhesions, interfascial, like when the area gets injured, like the layers start to get stuck to each other. And then your range of motion falls, goes down. It was waiting for me to come in here and shine a spotlight on it to, come on, do something. It's like the body has got so many other things to deal with. It doesn't. You have to get behind it and kick it in the butt. And come on, get in there and fix it.
Honestly, it feels good.
Yeah, no, it's. I love getting worked on. Oh man. Mm-hmm. Deltoid attachment right there.
You can hear that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's some right there coming out. Part of it's being an athlete. If you lift weights, there's going to be tears. It's actually what you're doing when you tell your body to shut up and you keep lifting the weight. You're purposefully, microscopically injuring the muscle so that it hypertrophies and grows back bigger, and then you're going to have little micro tears in here that will heal. I suspect you lay on your belly with your head turned to the right.
Yeah, you're correct.
Yeah. Okay. Our first goal will be, I don't know, I'll take anything, your side, I'll take any other position.
Yeah. I go between my right side.
Right, I understand, yeah.
Yeah.
So right rotation, and right lateral bending are the same. And the more you feed, my dad would call that feeding the monster. You're feeding the problem. And so it's going to then cause your head to tilt even farther to the right, which then makes your eyes even more tilted. And that shoulder is going to have to keep on, do you understand?
Yeah.
Getting cranked lower and lower in response to the feeding of the monster. And so someone has to break the cycle. We have to start confronting the left and dealing with this. And the more the left side doesn't hurt, the less you'll need to avoid it. And so hopefully today we Gua Sha it and clean it. You know, be a little more sore tomorrow, but over time, hey Ed, it's not so difficult to tilt my head left. I don't feel the need to drift to the right so much. And that's where I'm going to try hopefully give you one of these stretches here that'll help you not need to always go to the right. Because we need to have your head heels level and straight. 26 is full skeletal maturity. So you have about 2 more years when everything hardens. And whatever position it's in when it hardens, it's hard to change it.
Yeah.
Not impossible, but just it's easy to put this back into a good position before 26. After 26, I deal with a lot of people that now we have to spend a year, trying to make the clay or the cement soft so we can remold it. I'm just gonna hold you off. There you go. Let it go. Yeah. They're just joints. They're the knuckles replace. It's like a sprained ankle. The pain is way worse than the actual injury.
Yeah.
It's like having a paper cut. You have a little tiny little cut in your finger, and you're like, I'm dying here. They're small injuries, but they're in very sensitive areas. It's not even something we can really visualize. We can't take an X-ray or an MRI to even see the joint injury. You understand? It's not perceptible. We can see disc injury. We can see sometimes ligament or torn ligament injuries, but we can't even really see a joint swollen unless it's really really large. And I wouldn't think this would be even perceptible. And I think that to some doctors, because it can't be measured or it's perceptible, it's like it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
It's like they want everything to be quantifiable or a blood test or on imaging, and this is not in that category. And so we're left to just, you can feel it, you can rub and you can feel the swelling, but it's not, and you can see the range of motion decrease. You can't turn your head left because of the injury. So essentially you're going to wear out the right side of your neck because the left side's being avoided. That would be the long-term problem wouldn't even be on the left. It'll be the right side 10, 15 years later as a result of healing crooked. All right, come on. There it is a little bit. All right, just unlock it a little bit. I might try it again at the end. I might stretch you a little bit. I think this fluid has to be squeezed out before it'll... My dad would call it stuck in the mud. I got you. All right. Relax this side right here. Let this side go. There we go. Let it go. There we go. Your body is used to rounding forward, tucking your chin down, turning your head to the right.
Yeah.
I want to start working on letting it be okay that your chin is up a little bit, and we got to start squeezing some of that fluid out of the joints. Like my oldest son has been watching The Lion King too much, and he, I love when Simba talks to Mufasa,
Remember who you are.
That's that James Earl Jones voice,
Yeah.
You are my son and the one true king.
So I always think about when I'm trying to restore somebody's posture, I'm trying to have it.
Remember where your spine used to be. You used to have a curve, and it didn't used to be straight. Remember.
Your back isn't supposed to be rounded forward. There we go. So you just slid. Do you think your shoulder hit anything, like a curb or anything?
It's just hit the concrete.
Just the concrete.
Yes, yeah.
My dad had an injury once where he was going around a corner and he slid out, and then his shoulder, like not only was the ground, but also it was like a curb. So he slid into a curb, and that busted his shoulder.
Yeah. I slid into a curb, but I stopped myself with my legs.
Yeah, the ground is not forgiving. Yeah.
Nope. And the thing is, the same day of the accident, before I was wakeboarding,
Yes.
and I took a ramp I wakeboard in like a lake with a cable,
Yes.
and I just jumped the ramp and I landed right on my shoulder on the ramp I was jumping onto. So I think it was like a double whammy that day.
Wow, you just need hours. You need a couple hours of this to untangle. Just it's me doing hello my honey, hello my baby, hello my ragtime gals. Me doing a song and dance while I untangle all this.
And I usually try the foam rope, but it's just not
It's
enough.
not, yeah, no,
Yeah, it's not
that's maybe a month from now.
Yeah.
Could benefit you. It's just it needs to be. You got to get the ball rolling first, and then it can keep it moving. But it's once it's this tight, you know, it needs more direct care.
This side actually feels tighter.
Mm-hmm. You're definitely going to be overworking your right. The right side's actually compensating and overstressed because your left's now being avoided. Tightness in your middle back ultimately makes your hips overstress also. So this tightness and jamming in here will overwork this, and then this controls the glutes and the legs.
Gotcha.
So the goal is to get your head back, get the chest in, and that alleviates stress on the lower back. And we'll work on the hips in a second, but the hips are really more of a domino from the spine. It's not separate problems.
Yeah, usually my lower back doesn't feel that bad.
Sometimes you can put your elbow a little bit more forward if you want. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. Try to relax your back. There you go.
Remember with the curve.
Yeah, I feel it now.
All right, lay face down again. You got it. You can go back face down. Right there, yep. I feel like motorcycles in general are becoming less popular. It's like everybody's got these bicycles now that ride on the street.
Yeah.
Little weed whacker motors and
Yeah.
electric bikes are going 40 miles an hour in the bike lane. I'm like,
Yep.
what am I doing on this motorcycle? I should just get a weed whacker.
Yeah. The Saurons.
They run right through the red lights. They don't even I'm on a bicycle. I can do whatever I want.
Exactly.
No insurance, no tag, no lights, no turn signals.
No.
Just weed whacker motor on a bicycle. That's all you need.
That's pretty dark. Interesting.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's all. That's what you're feeling in there. It's all
Yeah.
gunk that's got to get out of there. And then this is the,
Wow.
we gotta. That's part of this stiffness, and this is the monsters that make you want to go to your stomach to get away from them.
Yeah.
And as we make your back cleaner and more mobile, it won't be so inflamed, and you'll be able to comfortably be on your back where we need to be. What would happen is the side that's moving would not be able to make a mark the next visit. Does that make sense? And the side that's been injured and congested will keep making marks
Yeah.
for longer.
That's
Right?
how it
It
heals
takes
up.
right. Takes longer for all the there's stains on both sides, but the stains are deeper on the left
Yeah.
and take more passes with the carpet cleaner
Exactly.
to pull out.
Yeah.
These would be probably gone after a few visits. There's not as much on the right, but you're an athlete, you're lifting weights, you're gonna have some acidity build up from the exercises. And
Yeah.
no, you're fine. Just stay there. You're good. Just stay there. I got you. Come with me if you want to live. Uh-huh. Oh yeah, oh come on. I think this- Fair enough, okay. Relax your ankle. Nice, okay, there you go. Kind of press into your side. Mm-hmm. Then you're gonna press back into your elbow a little bit. There you go. Look up a little bit. There you go, nice. And I feel you all right?
Yeah, I feel good.
Yeah.
Have you seen the ear adjustment?
No, I haven't.
Okay,
seen it.
Oh,
well,
okay.
we're gonna pop your, go ahead and tilt your head to the right a little bit for me. Tilt your head right, tilt right. Okay, good, okay. Go ahead and tilt to your right for me, tilt right. Uh-huh, good, okay. Sometimes there's air, sometimes there's not. Okay, try again. Go ahead and tilt left. Uh-huh. And then go ahead and tilt to your left. Tilt left. There we go, a little bit. All right, come over here for me.
All right.
Now, because that left side's swollen, you can do a little bit of left rotation. That makes sense? To get a little bit more pressure
Okay.
on that left side. Sometimes, excuse me, I'll take my hand and I'll put it on my forehead and I'll just press briefly. That makes sense? Get your head to sink in a little bit. And then put your hand back down in your belly. And see if it'll stay there. You're trying to press it into the mold. Does that make sense? The spine, your spine does not want to be curved. It wants to be straight. So you have to give it some assistance getting it to curve. And then sometimes, Ed, I feel like it wants to go right back out. And the more you do it, the more it'll get used to being curved and the more it'll retain that arch. The reason why we need to have the curve in your neck is for a long-term health of your spine. Short term, it feels better just to go into avoidance. And I teach a long term. I have on your scheduled to live to 90 or 100. You understand? That's the projection I have. We have injuries, we have postural distortions, and then we have the effects of those distortions. And either we address them or we ignore them. And I teach confrontation, and which means going back and to the left a little bit. And then the more you do that, the more the shoulders will start to level out because that left side will get used to being compressed and being compressible. But it has to be held for about 20 minutes. That's how long it takes a ligament to fatigue. Like when you're stretching muscles, you can stretch muscles in a few minutes, but ligaments take about 20 minutes to change their length. That, like I said earlier, that anterior longitudinal ligament takes about 20 minutes for it to lengthen. Oh my gosh, when I first had this type of work done, I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, this side's brutal. I think the other side. Oh my god.
You can tap out if it's too much.
I'll take it. I know, I'll feel good after.
Right there. All right.
Wow. No, I can honestly, I can feel the pressure just leaving my trap.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yep. Feels good.
Excellent.
After. Feels good after.
Put your left.
To my left.
Yeah, it is. A little bit better, yeah.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah.
Wow.
Not the pinching anymore.
Turn right, yeah. Then look up for me a little bit. Yeah, easy. Yeah. All right, maybe lay back on your back. Very much better.
That left side went a lot.
A handful, half a dozen times on that piece of foam I showed you to squeeze this left side out, and after a few visits you'll start getting this to move. But it's like an engine that's filled with water.
Is it moving at all but not clicking? Or
Right, it's just swollen.
Okay.
It's moving but not. There's such swelling in the joint. It's not going to click.
Get that like nice clicky.
You got to hold this for a period of time to. It's like I'm Tom Brady and I'm trying to throw the ball like 90 yards and the ball's not making it to the target. It's too far of a throw. We got to walk me closer to the target so I can hit it. The gap or the subluxation is too large. There we go. All right, that's all we're gonna get. Right. is this. We gotta do left translation. So come over here for a second. You look, almost like you're trying to like put your ear
Okay.
on the wall
So kind of like.
without tilting your head. Right, you're like you're trying to listen. Like you're trying to put your ear on the wall to listen without while keeping your, and you want to, you know, stretch that like that. That makes sense?
Yeah. I feel the stretch on my right. So that's what we want.
Yeah, because your head wants to be like that. So now we're taking it and going like that to pull the right side open because you're so used to compressing this side. Now this side has to open up.
Yeah.
But I think the better way, and another way, would be what we said on the floor, that dental piece. And let me look at it now. Let's see how it works. Okay, turn towards me again. Sorry, turn towards me.
Oh, towards you.
It's
Sorry.
You're good.
Relax your shoulders. Yeah, wow, that's like, it's like almost home.
That really helped temporarily, yeah. Wow.
You're not doing this.
You want to like.
It's just it's
Yeah.
a straight translation, like you're trying to place your ear flat to the wall.
Do your Egyptian. How do you do it? Or-
You're trying to get the ear to the wall.
Okay.
How you feeling? You okay?
Oh, thank you.
All right,
No,
you
I
did great.
feel great.